कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधवा। गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। गोपीजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यशोदा यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Radha Vrindavan Chandra Radha Vrindavan Chandra Radha Vrindavan Chandra Radhe. Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Nitya Gaura Hare Bol, Hare Bol. हरे पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuvannmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this is one PowerPoint I made for one Ohio State University, Columbus. And I also used with a little more polish of this for the University of Texas also, Austin. So this is very elementary what I'm going to show you. You all are senior devotees. You don't need this. But still I am going to show you at a little rapid pace. I'll show it fast because you know these concepts, but I have put them all together very cogently in one place. So it will help us to know the nature of mind and the functionings of mind and some of the practical solutions in dealing with our mind. The reason I am taking the subject today is because if the mind can be made calm, cool, collected and focused, then one can accomplish so many things in spiritual life. And the mind cannot be brought under control by our own endeavors, by our own without gaining the wisdom of the scriptures, hearing from Lord Shri Krishna, as well as without taking the help of the chanting of the holy name, it is not possible. So the chanting of the holy name and study of the scriptures forms the basis for learning about the nature of the mind, and also to make the mind focused on the ultimate goal of life. So like this, I have almost 5-6 items I have like this. So if any of you feel the speed is little fast, then you can raise the hand and I will slow it. Okay? See, this picture doesn't need an explanation. Correct, no? You know better than what I can say about this. Like this, any activity, whether it is sitting in a classroom and hearing a lecture, requires focus. Without focus, you can't absorb anything. You all have seen a cubicle. We make a cubicle, right? Why this cubicle is made? I'm telling also in all the reading rooms, we have to have cubicle. Very important. Because it is like a blinder you put for the horse. You know? Horse goes if you put the blind. If you don't put the blinder, remove it, look at the grass here, grass there, and it will go. It will forget the forward progress. So similarly, especially students who are very smart and who are very good in grasping a lot in a short time, they actually sit in a cubicle or they just get into a book, absorb for hours and hours. So that's required. Like pouring oil into one teapot to another teapot, without concentration, it's not possible. Or welding. You all have done welding in first year? Yeah. Smithy, welding, fitting. Who all have done? You have done? Yeah. So that requires also concentration. If you take it too close, it sticks. If you take it far away, it doesn't weld. Huh? It requires concentration. This Arjuna's concentration, which is well known to all of you. Even if you put a paper in the top of a building on a very hot sunny day in summer, at noontime, when there's a blazing fire of the sun up in the sky, still it doesn't burn the paper because the sun rays are all diffused. So this clearly shows one thing. If we have too many diffused thoughts, then we end up doing nothing in a day. Morning to night, the day goes wastefully. Because we have too much anxieties, worries of the past, fears of the future, attachments, lingering attachments to so many sense objects and temptations. So these are the diffused rays of the mind. So, Shoka, Moha, Bhaya, 3 words are used in the Shastra. Shoka means lamentation of the past, fears of the future, and illusions of the present. These 3 things pin us down on a material plane, and we cannot elevate the mind. And we can't do anything constructive if our mind is going to be absorbed in this. So worries of the past means, if only I, did that so well. Like one boy was a mathematic genius. He was a little proud. One day he came from the examination and said, all the 4 questions I cracked today, I'm going to get sent on. But actually there were 5 questions. 5th question was on the other side of the page. He didn't notice it. All of the friends, they told him, you missed the last question. He lamented for practically months together. Because he knew the answer, but he didn't see the question only. So, you can imagine some worries which stick to our mind, they shatter us completely. And they steal away our mind. Similarly, the fear of the future. Like recently, Google laid off 12,000 people in San Jose. I came to know that. So now other people in other companies are also in worry. They are not able to sleep peacefully. Night when you lie down, you are not sure whether tomorrow they will lay me off. So can one sleep peacefully in that? So that means the fear of the future, worries of the past, an illusion of the present means people are watching the computer screen and watching so many dirty things in the computer. It's all simply a combination of pixels, isn't it? You are all from Computer Science Institute, you know very well what it is. This combination of these pixels is making the whole world crazy. So illusion of the present, keep on watching again and again illusion. The more you watch, the more you get confused, bewildered. So if we keep ourselves stuck in these 3 things, we are not able to gain focus in life. So therefore here the example of the magnifying glass is shown. So what sages and saints would do was the same thing which the king's sons also would do. Like if a king wanted his son to become the next king, what he would do? He would tell his son, go to the forest and meet the saintly people. Learn how to withdraw the mind from the worldly anxieties and worries and fears. Completely calm the mind like a serene lake. In a serene lake, the moon can be seen visibly. But in a lake with waves, you cannot see the moon. It's all scattered. Can't see clearly. So first the prince would go to the forest and control the senses, control the mind, focus it on the super soul in the heart. And once he has gained that type of, organized the mind, which is focused on the Supreme, then the purification is rapid. When the purification takes place, with a clean mind, when he comes back, he can take charge of the whole world. He can manage the living entities in the whole world. That's possible. Like, what is the difference between an ordinary soft iron piece and a magnet? In a magnet, all the atoms, molecules are oriented, correct? Na? That's what makes the magnet different. So you will find in one direction it's oriented. Therefore, you have an north pole, south pole, correct? Na? So like poles repel opposite poles, attract. These things are possible because the molecules are arranged in that fashion in the magnet. So, in the same manner, the focused magnifying glass is able to burn a paper or a cotton. Similarly, the focused mind, where the rays are not diffused, we should be able to withdraw. So, in our chanting of the holy name also, Krishna says, meditation chanting, how do you do that? He says, sit in a posture like Sukhasana or Padmasana, where the asana is favorable for, uh, making the body practically inert. Like, for example, if you sit in Padmasana or Sukhasana, below the navel of your body, the body becomes like wood, practically. It doesn't, no blood need not flow there if you sit in that posture. And if you sit erect, then the sleep is finished. Okay. Actually, it is difficult to sleep sitting erect. Only when you bring the hands like this, then only you can sleep. So you can see that. So my Shiksha Guru, Bhaktivinoda Maharaj used to say that you should sit, this hand should not bend, you should say, keep it like this and chant. Of course, if you are bending like this, it's a different thing. But if you are keeping hand like this, difficult to sleep. Can you sleep like this? All of you try, sit erect and keep your two hands like this and your spine is straight. Is it possible to sleep? Difficult to sleep. So Krishna only tells this posture in Bhagavad Gita. He sit like this, he says. And also he says, then afterwards bring both the eyes to the tip of the nose, he says. Of course, some boys find it difficult to bring it to the tip of the nose. So I close one of the eyes and with one eye I concentrate on the tip of the nose. Try this. Close your left eye and with right eye focus on the tip of the nose. So when you do this, all the objects around you vanish. Nothing exists for you around. And then you start chanting. Now chant two words. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna is the same only. First line and second line are same, correct no? Hare Krishna, there's no difference. Same. And then similarly Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare are two same words. Hare Krishna, Krishna and Hare Hare, correct no? So you see this Mahamantra in the eye of your mind. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So you utter like this and initially chant slowly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Some people fear that if I chant so slowly, the amount of time taken will be more. Actually, it is not true. In the beginning, you will chant slowly. Within 1, 2, 3 rounds, you will pick up very great speed. And that speed will be with full concentration. It's possible. So, you can chant at least 20, 30 Mahamantras without mind going anywhere else. And again, you can bring the mind, and the mind will go a little bit for something. Initially, yeah, I can see this one. When you are chanting, initially many negative distractions come. See, the black one is like lust and anger and greed and revengeful thoughts. It's dirty completely. Just like if you have ink bottle, you pour water, all water becomes bluish, correct? No? Then you keep on pouring. It becomes light blue. Then keep pouring. Even more lighter blue. And finally, if you keep pouring, only white water remains. Correct? No? Like that. Therefore, when we chant the holy name, sometimes dirty thoughts come in the mind. People will get shocked. My Lord, am I a spiritualist? Am I a materialist? This chanting Hare Krishna is bringing out dirty things you feel. That is because it is washing it. When it is washing and bringing it out, so sometimes even during chanting, dirty thoughts can come. But if you keep on washing it further and further, you keep on putting the Mahamantra, it's like putting water in the bottle, as I told you. And it throws out. Then you come to the saffron zone, see, positive distractions. Then you start thinking about, oh, today evening there's a program, I have to call the boys. Hare Krishna, Krishna, chanting. So I have to, make the Arati plate ready. Today I have to do Arati, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, like that. So you are chanting. At the same time, some positive Krishna service related thoughts will come. That is positive distraction. Then you further keep chanting, that will also stop. Then a prayerful mood will come. As you study the Srimad Bhagavatam more, Bhagavad Gita more, mind becomes more and more prayerful. So wonderful prayers will arise in the mind. What you have read, Prahlad's prayers, Gajendra Moksha prayers, Prahlad's prayers, Brahmaji's prayers, Kunti's prayers, like that. Because unless you read the scriptures and relish them, these prayers cannot arise, because they are very dormant in our heart. But when you read the scriptures, that gets connected to the already existing prayerful mood in our soul. That gets connected, then immediately that gets awakened. Then as the prayerful mood becomes more and more intensified, then one will attain the mood of, you can remember this BRS, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, correct now? BRS. One will come to the mood of begging, repentance, and seeking shelter. These three things will be very prominently felt in chanting. That means one is begging. Aha Prabhu Nanda Sutta Vrishabhana Sutta Yuta Karuna Korahei Baro Narottama Dase Koi Nate Liho Ranga Poi Toma Vina Keya Chaya Mara Hari Hari Vifale Janam Gavaino. In that song it says, Aha Prabhu Nanda Sutta, oh divine couple, Sri Radha and Krishna, you have come so kindly in the form of the holy name. I beg you, please purify me, elevate me, accept me. That type of very strong, very fiery spirit of prayer will arise. That's called begging. Begging for purification, begging for elevation, begging for acceptance. Then repentant mood will arise, where even if one has become a very great devotee, one will be very repentant that, alas, I unnecessarily hurt the devotee. I put out this devotee and drove him away. Alas, I am so lazy in spiritual life. I could be doing much more. I am doing humpty number of things, but the important things are missed out. So like that, one will always be repentant that I am not doing enough. So in this way, the mood of repentance of the past and past life and in the present life sinful actions, one should repent for them. And yes, is a shelter-seeking mood. Krishna is my protector, Krishna is my maintainer, Krishna is my master, Krishna is my life and soul, Krishna's lotus feet is my only shelter. So these feelings, when they become prominent, what are the three things I told you? BRS, B for, and R, S. So then this is the intense aspect of the prayerful mood. At that stage, the chanting of the holy name will attain its greatest purity. Shuddhanam. The Shuddhanam, not only one chants with concentration or one chants with focus. The Shuddhanam is chanted with love, with pure love. So in this way, one will attain perfection in chanting. So, but prior to the type of chanting with prayerful mood, even when you are able to withdraw from negative distractions and come to positive distractions zone, there itself one starts getting some concentration. Although there is some distraction, but not much. Over a period of time, distractions will reduce, and the concentration will increase. So the more the focus, quicker the purification. As you see the paper burning. For this, Krishna gives a feeding and fencing formula in the Bhagavad Gita, how to control the mind. Yeah. Please repeat. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Asamshayam Mahabaho Manodurnigraham Chalam Abhyasena tu Kaunteya Vairagyena cha Grihyate. Lord Sri Krishna said, O mighty armed son of Kunti, it is undoubtedly very difficult to curb the restless mind, but it is possible by suitable practice and by detachment. And the suitable practice is feeding, and detachment is fencing. So these two I'll be explaining more elaborately in the future slides. So what is the practice? What is detachment? The first and foremost practice is hearing about Krishna from the spiritual wisdom of Gita. Hear, observe, and apply. Learnings. This is very powerful. So you can remember the hope formula. This hope is not HOP. This hope is HOAP. HOAP. What is hope formula? Hear, observe, apply, and pray. 4 things. So what is observe? Hear the scriptures. Observe is Shastra Chakshu. That means observe the world with the blueprint given by the scriptures. Is that clear? For example, if you have yellow specs, you wear it, everything will look yellow, correct now? Like that. So if you wear red, you look at the world with red specs, everything looks red. If you wear black, everything looks black. Similarly, if you wear the scriptures, then scriptures give you the right map to see. So otherwise we have Rajoguna, Tamoguna, Satoguna with which we watch the world. So accept the spectacles given by the scriptures, that is observe. Hear, observe, and then apply in your life, daily life. Okay. Now, scriptures say that sense gratification is poison. I heard it. I look at the boys suffering in the college. Then apply it. Then I will not chase after sense gratification. And pray. Please, Krishna, give me the strength so that I can follow this. Like this. It's called as hope formula. So, and what is detachment? By detaching the mind from useless and harmful activities that increase mind's instability, one can very easily learn vairagya. See, the mind's nature is, there are slides I'm going to show you very soon. If you input sense gratificatory thoughts into your mind, then mind becomes highly unstable, agitated. Just like when a virus enters into a computer, the computer starts going crazy. You have seen that? When you remove the computer is calm. Correct, no? It functions normally. Exactly our mind is like that. When you are inputting material desires for enjoyment, then the mind becomes agitated. For example, very simple example I'll tell you. Say you are going into a mosquito net in the night to sleep. Along with you, one more mosquito also entered. And after you close the mosquito net, it is singing songs in your ears and biting you. Like that. Then you will see that, will you be peaceful? You will turn around, you will do like this, like this. That means because the mosquito has entered the mosquito net along with you, it's not letting you be peaceful. So our material desires are like that only compared to mosquitoes. Once they enter our system, you cannot be peaceful. But you open the mosquito net, put on the light, drive that fellow out, then close the mosquito, go to sleep, then you'll peacefully go to sleep. You will see that. So throw out the material desires of your mind by replacing them with spiritual desires. That is actually called detachment. Now let us see what is feeding of the mind. One by one we will see now. How do we feed our mind? Because here is a technique going to be taught, what all things we have to do. Read this, one of you. Who has the mic with you?
Feed your mind. The good, the clean, the pure, the powerful, and the positive.
These kind of things we have to feed the mind with. For example, people nowadays, all over the world, people have learned doing pranayama and meditation and prayer. These kind of things, people know that it is very healthy for body and mind both. People have understood that. Here you see, we need spiritual care. On the top left corner, you find a boy is holding a Bhagavad Gita. So this study of the scriptures is very good for feeding the mind with pure vibrations, pure inputs. Because scriptures give wisdom. And it's a proven fact that if somebody studies the scriptures and follows, they become perfect gentlemen with all pure habits. And ISKCON has shown it to the world. And below one you see, one spiritual master is speaking to a disciple. That means hearing from the guru. And that means hearing from learned personalities, associating with saintly persons who are leading a life of pure character and devotion to God. And that type of association is wanted and most needed for even the kings of the world, what to speak of the common masses. So, and also I have shown in the top one devotee chanting. This chanting actually cleanses the mind like taking a wet cloth and wiping a mirror, dusty mirror. The dust is removed by, then you can see your face clearly. Similarly, the chanting cleanses the mind. So the chanting and reading and hearing, three things are shown by the picture. And these three, and also here, and then meditating and praying, all these things, contemplating, all these things put together is like watering the plant of the devotional creeper. These are all feeding. This is what we have to feed to ourselves. Feed the holy name, feed the holy scriptures, feed the holy association. If you come in holy association, all good will come to you. Like for example, right now you are sitting here. Now you can't be sitting in a cinema theater simultaneously. If you come to good association, you can't be in bad association. It's not possible. So, and also in good association, without even your endeavoring, others actually carry you forward by teaching you good things in good association. Whereas in bad association, without your wanting, forcibly, even you are vulnerable, you are weak-minded, you don't want it, still they can drag you, correct, no? In bad association. Therefore, one should withdraw oneself from bad association, put oneself in good association. See, you need also social connectivity. For example, the emotional support you also get from the superiors. Like you see, the father is handshaking the son. Similarly, you need a senior to whom you are accountable for your sadhana, for your spiritual life. And sometimes they will appreciate you, sometimes they will correct you. And you should take it in a good spirit always, because they are your well-wishers. They have no malice in their hearts. And whatever they appreciate you or correct you is actually coming from Krishna, who is reciprocating with your, performance of sadhana and everything. So one should accept like that. Then you get like the sunlight is compared to the emotional care, because sun gives warmth, correct, not to the plant. Now, tulsi plant we keep in under the sun directly for some time and then away from the sun in a shady place for some time of the day. If you see tulsi care, those who do, you will see that. Similarly, warmth is required, but if a senior is too much possessive, that is not very good. Because imagine, for example, some child has grown to 8 years or 10 years. Still mother and father keep him on the shoulder. They don't let him walk. He says, now I am grown up, I can walk. They say, no, you are very young, we are worried about you. So too much heat of the sun will scorch the plant. And no heat of the sun will also dry up the plant. So we need therefore it's called warmth, we call it. So that is from the seniors. And then social care comes from the equal friends, like you see. You need well-wishing friends in whose company you can flourish in your mind. Your mind will become very healthy. You lose all your threats and fears in life. In good friendship, you feel security in that association. Because outside world is very exploitative and you are always fearful that somebody shouldn't abuse me or exploit me. And also future fears. All these things can be evaporated by very good, healthy association. This is physical care, doing yoga, jogging, running, playing. So it's physical care. And that's compared to the sand. Without the sand, can the plant be erect? Cannot be. So the sand is the physical care, and the emotional care is the sunlight. And watering the plant is hearing, reading, and chanting. Those things are like watering the plant. So in this way, the plant of your devotional creeper can be taken care. Read this, somebody who has the mic with you.
Cleanse your mind from bad, unclean, impure, weakening, and negative inputs.
This also we should know what are they and how to fence our mind. Like for example, if you take this plant, see the wind is blowing, correct? No? You have to prevent it from heavy winds. Because heavy winds can uproot a tree or knock down a tree. Or you look at the goat. When the goat puts the mouth, the plant cannot grow. Correct? No? So to prevent it from the goats. Similarly, what are the things that spoil our devotion? This is number one nowadays. Social media affecting our mental health. It distracts you from your academics. Often, people are cyberbullied. Cyberbullied means you are dragged by smartphone or by internet, which ruins your time, ruins your character, ruins your good habits and everything. And people have become very impersonal, all the time watching in the internet. They get depression, loneliness and all these things. So what do we do with this? So I have given, I'm going to show you 5 solutions, very practical solutions. Only we will have to implement them. The first thing, keep distractions to a minimum. You have to watch yourself. How much time of the day I'm getting distracted, and keep a diary, and then gradually reduce it. Avoid so in the social media, you cut down unnecessary people, the numbers of the unnecessary people. His Holiness Jayatu Swami Maharaj was suggesting that you can remove some of the apps which are there in your smartphone. Although the company may threaten you, if you remove this, some other thing will be disabled. Nothing will be disabled, he was telling. You know. So whichever one your mind is weak about, which is dragging and swallowing your time, cut down, throw it out. It will be a little painful in the beginning, but cut it down, throw it, then you will be relieved. And break tasks into smaller pieces. You have too many subjects to study, too many bulky books, too much fear. Immediately cut down the bigger task to smaller pieces. Small pieces are very easy to tackle. One at a time. Don't worry, don't get overwhelmed with too many things. Take one at a time. Like in a big bulky book, it's very easy to study. How? First to go through the titles of the chapters, and then take one chapter and see the subtitles, note down, and see what is there under each subtitle, learn it, and like a matrix, you can remember the whole book. That's how people with good studies, they do that. Break any task into smaller pieces. Like watermelon, if I tell you to eat one watermelon, you can't eat it. Cut it into slices. You can eat even 4 watermelons also. Prioritize work. There are 4 quadrants, you know that? Urgent, important is quadrant 1. Not urgent, important is quadrant 2. So quadrant 2 is in Sattva Guna. Quadrant 1 is in Rajoguna. And quadrant 3 is not important but urgent. And quadrant 4 is not important, not urgent. See, if something is not important, whether it is urgent or not, throw it out. Because it is not important. Something is not important, why waste time? For example, sometimes some of your friends in the college may be time wasters. They talk and talk and talk, gossip about politics, about cinema, about sports. They waste your time. So as soon as there is a free period, run to library immediately. So that is the way you can cut down the 3rd quadrant. 4th quadrant, not urgent, not important. And 3rd quadrant is what? Something comes very urgent, they say, but it is not a very important thing for you. Like, somebody breaking news. It comes in the internet. Correct? If you start your computer, immediately breaking news. You have a choice to go and see the breaking news or throw it off. Correct? No? It appears like an urgent thing, you have to see it. But actually, once in a week also, if you get some summary of the news, what's happening in the world, it is good enough. How many of you have seen summary news is available nowadays, correct? No? You don't have to see everything, every bit of it. It's a waste of time. Just see summary news. Just keep abreast of what's happening in the world a little bit. That's good enough. Don't waste your time with urgent things that pop up and everything. So quadrant 3 and 4 deleted. Actually, we say quadrant 1 means do it. Quadrant 2 means delegated. Quadrant 3 means, quadrant 2 is decide. Decide means what? You have time. Like when is your examination now this semester? 3rd April. Now what is the March? 25th. So you have just 1 week time now. Correct? No? So this is a peak time for you. Correct? Now you have to study well. You have to study. You have a preparatory leave or you don't have any PL? You don't have PL. Till the day before the exam you have classes? Full day or half a day? Full day? Really? It's like IIT only, I think. Mid-semester exam it is. Okay. End semester comes in May? Okay. So, but if you are going to class and fruitfully listening to the teacher and studying, then that type of going to college is useful. But some boys, what they do, they don't open the book only after coming from college. And then months pass and they don't know what teacher is teaching. Then it becomes a waste of time in the college, correct? No? In IIT, everything teacher speaks, one word emanates from his mouth, will put down the paper. Because from there only the question paper will be set. So your college visit can be fruitful provided you are benefiting from the teaching there, correct? No? So that means you have 1 week time. So the evenings you'll have to spend very attentively in order to complete the syllabus, correct? No? Whatever test you have to give. That means you are in quadrant 1 or 2 now. You are in quadrant 1 now because the exam has come very close now. Imagine if it is January and examination in April. Then you are in quadrant 2. You can decide how to study, what to study. Now the time is very less. So it comes to quadrant 2. That means quadrant 2 things if you didn't do, they come to 1. But both quadrants are good. 1 and 2 are both good. Huh? 1 means do, 2 means decide, and the 3 means delegate it off to somebody. And 4th is waste, delete it. Huh? So we can say do, decide, delegate, delete. So that is prioritizing work. Not spend too much time talking on phones. This fellow showing the watch. Some people get into phone, okay, baby, they keep on speaking for 20 minutes, half an hour. Keep it short. Huh? And 4th one, delegate some part of your work to others if you can. Everything you need not do. In company also they make this make or buy decision, correct? No? Based on economic comparisons. Similarly, you also can decide, is this work I should do or I can get it ready-made from somebody. So, like some subjects are difficult for you, you are breaking your head. What you can do? Just go to some intelligent student who cracks the subject very well and just copy. Take his notes and then study with that. So we can save your time. That means you're delegating notes making to him instead of you making yourself. Isn't it? So in this way you can discipline your mind and avoid your distractions very easily. These are simple tips, you see. See, focus is lost by distracted eyes. This is how we lose a lot of our time. Look at this fellow's eyes. Isn't it? Here and there, if you see, you will lose time. You lose your, 2 things, eyes and the ears are also like that. Look at this. This is also eyes. See, this is why we are not able to concentrate in the class. Most of the students, they don't benefit. Poor teacher. They spend their time writing on the board and students are doing their own thing. And another one is distracted ears. Our ears take us, first our ears distract us. Vishwamitra was sitting and doing meditation with closed eyes. He heard the sound. Then where the first distraction came from? Ears. After that he opened his eyes and looked at Menaka. And that's how he got distracted. Similarly, see, she's saying, my mind has been elsewhere, she's saying, which means she's physically present but mentally absent. This is another problem. So eyes and the ears are the 2 biggest distractors. Whether it is chanting holy name or studying your academics, try to avoid distraction by these 2 things. Your reading room should be a very calm room. And you put a cubicle so that you don't get distracted. So these are all fencing, correct? No? These are all fencing techniques. In fencing, what all we learned? Avoid distractions of eyes and ears. That's one thing, last thing I said. Before that, what I said in fencing? The 5 things, very simple things. Prioritize and cut your project into slices and do 1 bit at a time. Yeah. Social media, cut it down as much as possible. Use mobile. Let mobile be your servant. You don't become mobile servant. And then don't spend too much time on phone. Learn to speak short. Be very good, up to the point. Don't waste time. Like that. So these are all ways to withdraw the mind, correct? No? Anything else before that I said? Delegate parts of the project to others. Get some work done from others. You don't have to do everything yourself. Yeah. Prioritize, yeah. And these are 5 things I said. Before that, one more slide was there? No. I think more are going to come now. Okay, recognizing need for mind. See, when will we take all the instructions seriously? When we know how much dangerous the mind is if it is not controlled. See here. So many, look at the, this boy is having a headache. She's sleeping, you see, and she's very enthusiastic. See here, this fellow has so many things to do, you see. How many of you sometimes feel overwhelmed with time? You have too many things to do. Experience? Yeah. Like this, is not correct, no? So how to relax the mind from the day-to-day work life or study? But so many people throwing negativities at us. How to stop absorbing the negativities people throw on us? Discouragement people give. Similarly, how to forget unpleasant memories that we get in clashes with, interpersonal clashes with others, friends or family members. Mind creates a lot of trouble because after such incidents happen, for months together it's lingering in the mind, correct, no? Yeah. Although we have controlled even a lion and a elephant also, man has failed to control his own mind. He has become a slave of desire, lust, anger, greed and all these things. These are things which occupy the mind. Look at this fellow being sucked by the magnetic attraction to opposite sex. Correct, no? And that fellow is greedy. You see, no? On the other picture. The top fellow is angry. Isn't it? So these are things that devour our mind. We are not able to focus on our task in hand. Okay, how the bad habits affect our career. See, companies consider these things seriously. This fellow has no control over eating. How will he be fit for? Can he have focus in work? See this fellow. He doesn't take any initiative in work. Unless he is told. If you tell him something, he will do it and keep quiet until you tell him next one. He will not take any initiative. In between, he'll go to sleep. Yeah. This fellow always is drinking and never fresh at work. Every 1 hour he has to take a break for smoking. He gets into unnecessary affairs with opposite sex. It's a spoiled brat. This fellow quarrels with everybody in the office. Nobody likes such a person. People keep away. So he can't get to any work done from anybody. So these are habits which I showed you now. Therefore, we have to basically train our mind. So 2 things I showed you now. Mind is filled with lust, anger and greed, which are 3 big viruses or gateways to hell. Krishna says, Trividam narakasyedam dvaram nashanam atmanah kama krodha tata lobhas tasmat etatrayam tyajet. He's saying, give up these 3 gateways to hell, Arjuna is saying. They're very dangerous, he's saying. Now what is lust? It's an adamant desire for the prohibited activities. Like, for example, Ravana's attachment to Sita. That is called lust. So, because another man's wife should be seen as a mother, but he wants to enjoy another man's wife. So he was destroyed, you will see. Similarly, Dhritarashtra's attachment to evil-minded son, Duryodhana. Adamant desire for supporting sinful activities. So the whole dynasty was destroyed, you will see that. So we have to see in our lives also, desire is not bad, but if the desire is turning into attachment, we can have some ambition, desires, it's there, but we have to see that that doesn't turn into such a deep-rooted attachments which causes anger and greed. So you can see that the greed initially pays you, but eventually, fails you. Like for example, think of 2 shops, A shop and B shop. A shop is selling bakery items, B shop is selling bakery items. A shop, whenever fungus comes on the bread, he just brushes it and sells it. And he is making 5 lakh profit monthly. B shop, when he gets fungus in the bread, he throws it away. He makes only 1 lakh profit. Most common people will think, who is successful? A shop or B shop? Yeah, they will say, hey, wow, he's making 5 lakhs. This fellow is making only 1 lakh. He's a foolish fellow. He's throwing away the bread and losing profits. So most of the world will run after A type model for money making. But within 2-3 months, some people get food poisoning because of the fungus. And then they'll say it's a fungus shop, don't go there. Then the whole shop is closed down and the person is put behind the bars. Now, because this shop is closed, people want bakery items, they go to this shop now. So this fellow starts getting, maybe 1 plus 1, 2 lakhs now he gets. Because now also he's throwing away the fungus bread. Therefore he's getting only 1 lakh from these people. But that means the profit will eventually increase. He will be proper man of integrity and he will increase the profits. Correct or not? So why I am telling you this, if you cultivate integrity in material life, integrity in spiritual life, mind will be peaceful. If you cheat, you will be the loser in the long run. And in spiritual life, it's very dangerous to be a cheater. If you try to cheat, Krishna says, I am the biggest cheater. If you try to cheat me, I will cheat you also. Krishna says that Dyutam Chalayatam Asmi. So one cannot cheat the Lord. If you try to cheat him, he knows how to deal with you. I heard one story. Many people go to Tirupati Balaji to do business with him, correct? No? One fellow said, Balaji, if you give me 1 lakh rupees in lottery, I'll give you 50,000, he said. And he turned again and told him, okay, whatever money you give me, I'll give you half. Then later on in lottery, he got 50,000. So his friend told him, so you're going to Tirupati Balaji to give him 25,000? Man said, no. I think out of 1 lakh, he has taken 50,000 already. Therefore, he's given me only 50,000. Like that he was telling. His friend said, hey, you also told the Lord that whatever you get in lottery, you will give half to him. This man was not willing to give that 25,000. So this friend pushed him to go and keep his promise. So because of the friend's pressure, peer pressure, he went. So when they reached the hundi, when he was about to put the money, he told his friend, go and get the laddus. So his friend went to get the laddus. And this fellow just put 100 rupees inside the hundi, and then he came. And his friend asked him, so you put 25,000? He said, yes, I put 25,000. He cheated his friend also. He thought, I have cheated Balaji, I have cheated my friend also. Then he went home and he called his wife and children. He was giving the laddu. While giving laddu, suddenly he realized the ring was missing. And he realized the ring was 24,900 rupees. Then he realized that Balaji is smart. I thought I'll cheat him and he cheated me. Correct, no? So we have to be people of integrity. So cheating and other things also cause disturbance in the mind. So let us see the importance of training our mind. So the soul has two equipments, mind and the body. Mind is for, mind is for storing the desires and body is for executing the desires. Mind is like a microprocessor and body is like a servo motors, right now. So the real problem is in the mind where we store things. So therefore I have shown it with red color. If the soul is yellow, the mind is shown by red, because the covering of the mind over the soul is the cause of all the problems in this world. Because in the mind we store lust, anger, greed, and all the other bad habits which come from that I showed you. So if mind can be purified of those, therefore I am using the word acquired qualities. Innate qualities of the soul are always pure, but acquired qualities are bad. You remember I was giving one example before, like if a boy comes into the room with the stinking socks, everybody will consider that the boy is nasty smelling, but he is a good boy, but his socks is bad. So he should go out and throw with the socks, wash his feet and come. Then there is no problem. Or conversely, we can say he has to wash the socks with soap, dry it, and then wear it and come. Correct? No? So good news for all of us is mind is washable like the socks. That's the good news for all people in this world. Nobody can be labeled as a bad person. He is bad because he has a stinking mind now. That has to be cleansed by chanting of the holy name. See, Arjuna gives this example, like a wind which is difficult to control. Vayuriva Sudushkaram. Have you experienced any time wind like this? See? Always, compared to mad. Everybody is disturbed. And it can cause a lot of damage. See, it can lift the whole scooter. See what I have done. My God. See the task. So you can imagine how powerful. Therefore, you say pramati. It's like a mad elephant. Mind can be so mighty. Very frightening. So the elephant is very mighty, but can be very damaging also. Our mind is also like that. At the same time, the good news, as I told you, the mind is washable, cleanable. Similarly, the elephant also is a trainable trainable creature.
It's so huge.
Even children can play with it. You see?
Right there.
It's full of money. Okay, get under there. There you go. Okay, rate you up. Yeah.
She's so much jealousy.
Nice.
Good show.
Another one.
See? Elephant is drawing an elephant. How much creativity is required for this? Think about it, huh? Amazing, no? See, even flowers is drawing. Actually, such a creative mind requires a very calm mind also, correct, no? Therefore, the elephant example is very appropriate because the same elephant can be so mad, can be so focused and concentrated. That means if you train your mind, you can be very focused. That's the whole point. See, multiple elephants. Just one, all of them are trying. Huh? Even leaves is drying, see? See, sometimes elephant takes a lot on the back, correct? No, like elephant procession. So I showed you 3 bad elephants and 3 good elephants, I showed you. What was the first bad elephant doing? Mad elephant doing? What was he doing? He was lifting the scooter and throwing up, correct, no? Second fellow, I think, auto. Big auto. And first one was bike riders. Bike riders were going in the forest. He chased after them, correct, no? Frightening them, correct, no? And they left the scooter and went away. Right? That was the first elephant. So, in the 3 good elephants I showed you. What was the first good elephant doing? Blessing he was giving. And second good elephant was painting. And this is the third good elephant carrying the Lord on the back. So 3 bad, 3 good I have shown you. That means our mind has to become like a trained elephant. That's the point. So now we come to the practical tips for empowering our mind. Huh? There are multiple tips I have given. You know it also. You can see it. See, this is something which we all have to observe, the battle for our own mind. And there is an angel in us and animal in us. Huh? Like the mind is called as the lower self. And intelligence is called higher self. We have to subdue the lower self by the higher self. And if we don't do that, then we become miserable in life. We become depressed. We become defeated. Like you see here. One of you read it? Give the mic.
I am an engineer. I should know how to hold a cigar at least. To relieve my tension, let me smoke and feel cool.
Intelligence reasons what he gives.
How can putting fire in the mouth make you cool? You are simply a fool. You will ruin your good health. This bad habit has made my friends become addicted. I won't get into this wrong tact.
So here you see intelligence gives reason. That, how can somebody put fire in the mouth and feel cool? Huh? And also, I have seen many friends suffering from cancer and getting into bad health. I don't want to become like them. I don't want to become addicted. So, intelligence goes by reason. I heard a story. One man was driving a scooter in America. Scooter in America is very rare actually. Most people drive cars only. Occasionally you find a man driving a cycle or a scooter. So he's driving a scooter on the road fastly. He had a cap and the cap flew off. Now he stopped the scooter and started rushing to catch the cap. So should his attention be on the cap or on the fastly moving cars? Cars, correct, no? So if he goes by the pushings of the mind, what will be his focus? Cap or the cars? Cap. If he goes by the reasoning and intelligence, he will focus on? Understand the difference, right? So if he is running after the cap foolishly, my cap, if he is running behind it, he will be finished. He will be ridden, some car will ride over him. Correct, no? There's a danger. Similarly, our mind always goes by immediate, solution. It doesn't think about the long term. Whereas the intelligent can think long term, you see. Therefore, this is the first solution you all know, given in the Upanishads. So even a newcomer, when I ask them, what do you understand from this? They are able to say that the driver should control the ropes of the horses and control the horses. That much they understand. But even more important thing is the driver should be given nice food and made stronger. And that you make him stronger, how? How do you make the driver strong? For the soul to travel peacefully? By reading scriptures, by giving the knowledge of scriptures, where he will learn, what is right, what is wrong, what to do, what not to do, what is good, what is bad, what will benefit me, what will harm me. I want you to know the differences. Yeah. What do you think about this driver? Is he in control? He lost his control. This is what I showed you there. Second one, this is fencing method. Withdraw senses from detrimental engagement and engage senses in uplifting engagements. One beauty of ISKCON society is you get a lot of valuable purifying, enlivening and uplifting engagements you get. For example, chanting, singing, dancing, taking darshan of the deities, eating prasad, befriending with other devotees, studying scriptures. For every avenue you have engagement. For example, for your intelligence, it wants food. So you have scriptures to discuss philosophy. Correct, no? And our mind has emotion, looking for friendships. So you have friends. And who can actually be support for you and also they can encourage you. Like that. And also the social connectivity you need. And for the senses, we need engagement. We have nice prasad for the senses, isn't it? And mind also likes music. So you have very nice music, devotional music. Correct, no? You have instrument playing, devotional music, friendships. And then for the physical body, our tongue wants to taste nice items. So we have nice prasadam. You can beat a mridangam with your hands. You can dance with your legs. You can see the deities with your eyes. So you can hear kirtans with your ears. In this way, you find for all the senses there are positive, fulfilling engagements. We are not a negating moment. Like you see the three monkeys. Don't see bad, don't hear bad, don't speak bad. Most spiritual organizations teach like that, and that is very dry philosophy it is. So Krishna gives example of a tortoise. What does the tortoise do? It brings out the senses when there is no danger. When there is danger, it withdraws the senses inside. Similarly, when you are walking on the road, don't look here and there. Just focus on, if you're sitting in a bus or something, just focus on a book or chanting. And when you come to the temple, there you open your eyes and see the deities and raise your hands and dance with your legs, eat prasad, engage your senses. When you come, that's the meaning of this. So one time in one of our seminars, one of the teachers used to tell us, when I say Maya, you should do like this. When I say Krishna, you should do like this. We'll try. Krishna, Maya, Krishna. Like that he was telling. That much alert we have to be. Right now. Isn't it? So if you are alert, then accordingly you will engage. This, garbage in, garbage out. Whatever we take in only comes out later on. So therefore, if pure things are taken in, then pure things will come out. What we read, we speak. Like these are the things, you see. What type of books you read. Like once they took 5-year-old children and put them in a room with multiple toys. So they had teddy bear, they had a tricycle, like that, many toys they had. So in one corner of the room, they had a plastic knife. The child took that and went to another corner of the room, there was a teddy bear. And child started stabbing several times. They have taken a video of that. How 5-year-old child will do that? Because he has seen a lot of criminal scenes on the TV. Unconsciously is doing. He is just watching and copying. Therefore, it's very important what we watch. See, our senses absorb things and they want to repeat. For example, you see pornography. After seeing pornography, your head has become filled with dirty vibrations. then you want to do the same thing what you saw. On the other hand, you are seeing some Hare Krishna devotees are doing Sankirtan somewhere in London or America or somewhere. People are chanting in the streets. You like that beautiful Kirtan. When you watch it, then later on, you also feel, we also want to do. So I'll show you one beautiful Sankirtan. Okay.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Still, why I'm telling you, see, this is very mind elevating, correct, no? You see. So, what we see, what we read, whatever friendships we keep, this matters a lot. Actually, we may not even know, how things are entering from our conscious mind into the subconscious mind. See, the vritti, vasana, sanskar, we say, no? Vrittis are in the conscious mind. they are modifiable. They are like the ripples in the top of a lake. But the vasanas, they go deeper, and sanskaras are deep inside. You cannot change. They are already set. So the sanskaras, what happens? Sanskaras are the one which drags us many times against our will. Anichanna pivarshneya phaladhiva niyojita, Arjuna is asking. So the only way you can change the previously set patterns is keep on feeding positive inputs. And then they go inside and they change. One example I tell you, there was one Buddhist teacher. He told his student that you are just now joining as a monk in the ashram now. So every day he gave him a pot and told him, you keep putting, as soon as you get some pure thought and pure words and pure action, you put one white pebble. And when you speak some impure word or impure thought comes in your mind, put a black pebble. And then at the end of the day, write the quantity. Keep a sadhana card, chart, where you keep that. So after 3 months, the Guruji called the disciple and asked, so how many black stones and how many white stones? He said 90 black stones and 10 white stones on average. 90% of them were black stones, he said. Guru said, don't worry, continue, practice meditation. So after 6 months, he called him. The number of black stones were reducing. So after 2 years, this fellow found it was only 60 black stones and 40 white pebbles. So 4 or 5 years later, he found there was only 20% of the black pebbles and then 80% white pebbles. So the disciple was surprised. He asked the Guruji, how this has changed? So Guru said, the vrittis you are changing. The vrittis are the surface thoughts in our mind. The inputs you are giving are so pure that they are going inside and changing your previously set patterns. They are changing it. And then from this sanskar again, the new vrittis will come. Then they produce vasana and sanskar. Again, new vrittis will come. Over a period of time, you get used to the pure things so much that impure things is no more appealing to you after that. Then you become 100% white pebbles. You get like that. So this is where your power can be exercised. You can't change the old conditionings easily. But the new inputs are in your hand only. Morning to night, what inputs you give. So these are things we should take care. Yeah, you know this ABCD formula, association, books, chanting, diet, and environment. So one is tortoise. Another example Prabhupada gives in the purport is the snake charmer. See, the snake charmer is playing and the snake is, dancing, you see. So our senses are compared to snake. With the poisonous tooth is enjoying mentality. Eyes want to see lusty objects. That is enjoying mentality in the eyes. Similarly, every one of our senses mouth wants to eat food which is very tasty but not offered to Krishna. So therefore, how to remove that poisonous tooth? You have to, this is compared to the Mahamantra chanting. Like that they play. You've seen that? In villages. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Like that when you chant, your mind will start dancing to the tune of chanting. At that time, senses become very calm, cool, collected. They become still. They don't get agitated. Then the poisonous tooth can be extracted very easily. And when the poisonous tooth is gone, then the snake is harmless. After that, our senses will become harmless eventually. So many scientific researchers show this. See here, Dr. Herbert Benson talks about quiet environment, comfortable position, repetitive prayer, chanting. This
Themselves are sound vibrating in literary form and carry a message. Spiritual disciplines recommend meditational practices such as silent meditation, silent recitation of mantras, and also the verbal repetition of specific mantras out loud. A clinical test of the benefits of mantra chanting was performed on 3 groups of 62 subjects, males and females of average age 25. They chanted the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 25 minutes each day under strict clinical supervision. Results showed that regular chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra reduces stress and depression, and helps reduce bad habits and addictions. These results formed a PhD thesis at Florida State University.
What are the 4 things he says Hare Krishna mantra can relieve you of? Stress, depression, addiction, and bad habits. Just see. It's a proven thing. They have a PhD thesis. This is a PhD thesis by David Bryan Wolf. This is not the only one. I have got many international publications on chanting nowadays. There are many papers have been published now. Effects of chanting. Even Srila Prabhupada practically proved to the whole world the power of the chanting, converting hippies to happies. So here is one more thing. Neurologist study shows Mahamantra could help anxieties. Schizophrenia also. Schizophrenia is also given. Schizophrenia means it's a mental disease where you always fear that some group of people are targeting me, they are going to attack me. You can't sleep at night peacefully. When you lie down, you fear that somebody will come and kill me. That type of fears. Or somebody will throw me out of the company by forming a group. Or somebody is talking ill of me to the authorities without my knowledge. And they will they'll spoil my good name. This is a fear, schizophrenia, mental disease. So these kind of things can be evaporated, saying, by chanting. See here, Dr. Vivek Baluja, a neurologist at Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit, has begun a study on the effects of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and great results, exciting findings are found, he is saying. You see? Yeah. Most of the world is in a hyperactive zone now, which causes blood pressure rise and heart attack and all that. But we have to come to the yellow zone by chanting. Okay. This is a very simple way of getting rid of the bad habits. Starve the bad habits, supplement with good habits, and stay away from tempting environments. 3 things. How do we do that? Keep good and uplifting association by which you can pick up good habits. And you can easily say no to bad habits by staying in good association. Yeah. So it's a 3S formula, we call it. Starve, supplement, stay away. Repeat. Starve bad habits, supplement them with good habits, and stay away from tempting environments. 3 things you have to do. Any bad habit you want to change. See, for example, in this table you see, some boy may say, Prabhu, I don't have desire only to change in life. I am such a degraded fellow. I am very lazy. I am not. Some boys say like that. So how can you get the desire? By good association. If you see another boy, he is having many good habits. By watching them, you develop a desire. And then by seeing them, you develop a discipline also. And how do you get discrimination to know what is right, what is wrong? So, scriptures. Sharpen intelligence by scriptures. That means know the right, choose the right, discipline the right. Repeat. Again I'll tell you. Know the right, choose the right, discipline the right. This is how you change any habit. So to know the right, what you have to do? Study Bhagavad Gita scriptures, hear the classes and all that. And to choose the right, what do you need? Determination. For that you have to chant Hare Krishna. If you chant Hare Krishna, you increase your willpower. With increased willpower, you can choose the right always. Correct, no? And to discipline the right, how will you be able to discipline? Yeah, practice, that's true. But how will you practice on your own? Association. Then good association. Therefore, study of the scriptures, chanting holy name, and association. These 3 things will make you do the right, choose the right, discipline the right. Yeah. And then you can depend on the Lord by prayer and practice. And then de-addiction by replacing. Yeah. See, these 3 steps I have given you here, this can change any bad habit. For example, the first thing, set milestones, which is like cutting a watermelon into pieces, I told you, right now? It's like that. Second one is, have some role models. People who already have achieved it and you admire them. Somebody is already sleeping. Anybody here in your center sleeps at 9 o'clock? Cut. Exactly at 9. Anybody sleeps here? 9:30? Anybody? Goes to sleep at 9:30. You always sleep, is it? Occasionally you get late. Yeah. So what's your good name? Karthik. Now Karthik is a role model for those who want to sleep early. Somebody may say that, hey, this fellow is pakka. He puts his bed by 9:30, he is down. Huh? He goes to sleep, and morning he gets up very early. 9:30 he sleeps and gets up at 3:30. He gets golden hours of the early morning hours. And I am always sleeping at 11:30. So have one role model like this. And then the third one is peers. Associate with those who cultivate good habits. But when birds of the same feather flock together. See, from those who are role models, you get strength from them. From those who are peers, you get encouragement from them. Correct, no? So take some encouragement from peers, strength from the superiors. Don't associate with those. For example, sleeping habit. How many of you never sleep in the daytime at all? You sleep only at night. See, we have Emil and your good name? Mayuresh. So Emil and Mayuresh can be our role model for us, because they don't sleep at all. So by watching them, how sincere they are in their life, you can take inspiration. And then when you are living in a center like this, there is one room where devotees generally go to sleep. Don't go to that room in the daytime. There's another room where there is a study room, they are studying. So where you should go? That means associate with peers who study and not go to sleep. Correct, no? So that means get peers to encourage. Because if you go to sleeping room, they will encourage you to sleep. If you go to a study room, they will encourage you to. Because everybody is seriously studying, you also study. There, everybody is seriously sleeping, you also sleep. Correct? Isn't it? So that is peer association. Peer association can drag you against your own will and wish also. So take encouragement from good peers and then connect with role models and take inspiration and strength from them. Set milestones. Any habit can be changed very easily. And this is Sattvic Prasada. Sattvic food yields creativity. Yeah. See, this is Rajasic food. The child, I think, ate something hot, I think. He's saying. It's too tika. Too spicy, too hot. Because such passionate foods secrete adrenaline and cause violence and fear. These are Sattvic foods. That's a long list given here. Yeah. Oh, beautiful, no? Krishna Prasad ki. See, somebody may say, if you eat simple prasad, how will you be strong? Elephant says, I am also vegetarian. And giraffe and elephant both are vegetarians. Is elephant a very thin animal? A strong, large and gentle animal. So if anybody tells you that you will be weak by eating vegetarian, quote the example of elephant. Yeah, read it. Yeah, correct, no? Now we know a lot of things, but we also should apply them in our life. Without applying, we don't make progress. At least start applying bit by bit. If you cannot apply everything all at once, at least make effort. Okay. So it was a good session. It's a pretty exhaustive session. But some places I am not able to speak all the solutions. Some places I speak only one or two I speak. But I prepared this comprehensively from various places put together.